And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to ESL Open Cup Americas. Our second series of the night. Was still in the early rounds of the tournament. Still plenty more matches ahead of us, but we are here with a fresh best of 3. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our American Terran player, the blue Terran representing Platinum Esports. It is Vindicta. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Red Zerg player, the Red Zerg from the land of Canada, representing Team SC Swarm. It is Jay. Here we go. We are going to be settling in, and again, we did hop series. Unfortunately, it sounds like Mixu was unavailable today, so Mixu did provide a walkover to Greenort. Greenort advanced on to the next round, which means we didn't have a series available to us, which is okay because we can jump on another one. We can jump on this one. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys know how to look at the brackets. Likewise, predictions should be open, so place your bets on who you think will take the series. Vindicta, I would say Miguelito is favored here, but both players are GMs, and Vindicta likewise is not a full-time player anymore. You know, he does play in his off time, in his downtime, so he's not as committed to the game. So this could be a closer series. Could be. I want to give some credit to Jay, just a little bit. Don't want to be too biased, papi, too biased. Oh, mi hijito. Mi papi. For now, moving out, it's going to be a standard Rax Expand opener here out of Vindicta. Meanwhile, Jay going for a Hatch Gas pool. Everything is looking as it should for the time being. Everything looking as it should. Vindicta going for his SCV Scout, confirming the opener of choice. And we should be settling into a bit of a longer game. That should be. Again, I haven't casted Vindicta in a long time. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute since we've covered some Miguelito, so I'm happy to see him here in the event. I know a lot of the Terran players out there have been inspired from Clem's performance over the weekend in EWC. A lot of inspiration for Terrans out there, and they're coming out of the woodwork, papi. They know they can play Terran. It's crazy. As we do end up taking down the first lane. Nice control so far to Vindicta. He does not quite get the second lane. Does threaten the mineral line. Meanwhile, behind this, Jay, his third base is heavily delayed here as the SCV is on patrol, and the Reaper will quickly check for the triangular third base. No drone in sight. No third base taken yet from Jay. No third base has been taken. Behind this, Link Speed is on the way. We pull out of gas, so we're not rushing into roaches, not rushing into banelings. But Jay is stuck on 2 bases and we need to expand, and we finally will. So a delayed third base for Jay, a good start for Vindicta. Behind this, going into a third TC before Starport. Economic follow-up here out of Migs into his own 1-1-1. So we're settling in towards a longer game. Are settling in. Jay likewise redroning, Link Speed kicking in, and just trying to recover his economy, trying to keep up, and trying to make up for the late third. And I'm not opposed to this decision here. Oh, actually going for a Roach Warren. Okay. Now, Roach-based openers have been very trendy over the past year, I would say. They've been more and more prevalent in the TvZ meta, and Jay likewise looking to embrace it as well. It's a very safe way to play here in ZVT. The Roach Warren is thrown down. Likewise, Vindicta threatening a move out, threatening a dive, does get eyes on the third base, but Migs does not confirm the tech of choice. He has not confirmed yet. Likewise, we will be keeping an eye on the drone count and on the gas saturation to see if Jay does go for an all-in, or if this is just safety roaches. I'm assuming safety just because we haven't hidden the Roach Warren. Like, it's just a part of the wall, it's out in the open. It isn't hidden in the main or behind the natural. Behind this, Banshee production has begun, and the third base is now soon to be taken. So Vindicta just gaining map control, looking to threaten the third, threaten the natural, threaten the bases of Jay. The initial Roach is revealed, and we will catch a Roach, not bad. Takes a lot of hits, Jay has to back off, and you can see here that Jay is droning. So again, it's only a safety amount of roaches, and from here we can settle into a higher worker count, saturate our 3 bases, and get into a 4th. So Jay is building up towards the mid game. Meanwhile, Vindicta is looking to try to make him stumble his way into the mid game. He has Hellions. Now Banshees are moving out. That's actually a lot of Hellions. Oh my god. That is going to be 8 Hellions for Vindicta. And he's going to have a lot of dive potential. A lot of potential to just wreak havoc in any of these mineral lines. Jay has to be on point. Eva Chambers, they're thrown down for 1-1. Bailey Nest has been thrown down as well. That tells us that Jay wants to go into Lingbane Roach Ravager. Hellions rotating around. Banshees, they do hit the left-hand side, so Banshees towards the third base, Hellions towards the natural. The SimCity is a little bit chaotic, is what I will say, so these Hellions have, they could get into the natural, it's possible. Speaking of, they go for the dive! And makes it go straight for the main base. He avoids the natural, does wreak havoc here with at least the Lings, but he wants drones. And only 2 Hellions make it in. At the same time, Banshees, they're going for the base, they're going for the hatchery. The Hellions are cleaned up, they get 3 drone kills. Meanwhile, across the map, we're going for the base, and the base is getting very low. We can transfuse! Up! We can and we will! Yeah, the base is going to be transfused. Instead, we go for the workers. We have 6 drone kills. We could have gotten a lot more economic damage here, but we don't get the base. We only get a handful of workers, but we're not done. Oh my god. Oh my, 11! 12! 13? Oh no. 12. 12 drones go down. Very nice damage here for Vindicta. The other interesting thing, remember, Migs had 8 Hellions. He only moved out with 4 of them. That's an interesting choice here from our Terran player. He's making sure he keeps Hellions back at him to defend against a Ling counter attack. Oh, Banshee does go down. The Banshee does fall, and back at home, Migs is kind of embracing his third base and settling into a longer game. We're getting into our bio production. Tanks as well, 4 CCs on the way, so we're not going for an 8 racks, we're not going for a 3 base all in. We are taking out further into a 4th. So Migs going for a longer game, and again, all this damage dealt to the hatchery could have been to the workers. We could have seen even more economic damage done. Migs unfortunately was on a move, and he was preoccupied by the base itself. Did survive. And Jay is able to stabilize here on a higher drone count. Up to 80 workers. And is now working towards that Lingbane composition. Bailing speed is done. Ravagers, Lings, Bailings are amassing. We are building up. And we'll see if Jay can keep up with the first move out. As Vindicta has arrived, going for the queens. Oh! Gets 1! 1 queen goes down. And with that, we get a queen. We trade with the Lings. So far, good trades here by Vindicta. Behind this, going for another double drop on the right-hand side. Going for a split push. And we'll see if Jay can keep up. Meanwhile, Jay is rushing into a hive. Okay, the hive is on the way. This should be for Viper production and Adrenal. There's no Hydrogen, so we're not rushing into Lurkers. Not yet. This could also be the beginning of Ultra Tech. Possible. Up. So far, good start of stepping out of Migs. Does focus fire those Bailings. Up. And he gets even more. And Bailings are being shut down at the same time. Double drop into the natural as well. We're going for the mineral line. We're going for the drones. Up. And we do drag the Bailings off of creep. Very nice target firing. Vindicta, he shuts them down. And Bailings do fall at the same time. Drop into the natural. Gets even more Bailings. Does pick up, does get the hell out of there. So far, so good. And we're not done. We're going for more drone kills. We're trying to at least. Alas, Jay is keeping up. The Bailings, they do graze the Metamax. Jay still on a healthy drone count. He may have been trading inefficiently with the Lingbane, but Jay does at least keep his economy thriving. Unfortunately, it looks like we have been missing injects. Jay has almost 2,000 minerals in the bank, and we need to spend the money. Oh, we need to spend that money as soon as possible. We need as many Lings as we can because here comes Migs. He's pushing out. Both players are getting maxed. We get a tank. Oh god, but the tank's on the high ground. They get so many shots off. Again, that position is brutal, and Jay, he's fortified out of the open. Fortified within range of the tanks as well, and Vindicta, he will take the fight. Tanks are pushing forward, and Migs, he's gaining ground, and Jay's up against the wall. He's trying to keep up, he's trying to hold on. Oh, does take down a Metamac, not bad. Gets the Metavac, but we are still lacking Lingbane. Again, Jay needed a little bit more breathing room, a little bit more time. The Vipers have arrived, but no, one Viper gets sniped. The Viper goes down, and Migs, he's going to be able to break through. Gets over the center base. There's barely any Ling Bane left. We're trickling units in. And Migs just keeping the pressure up. Again, Jay had the economy to defend, just need a little bit more time to inject, to settle into his Ling Bane, to gather energy for the Vipers. Give Jay 30, maybe one more minute, and it would have been fine. But GG gets called, and Vindicta takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Just non-stop pressure, non-stop aggression out of Vindicta. Initially with drop play, initially with Hellion Banshee, then into drop play, and then into that eventual move out, that eventual push. And Jay just barely could not keep up. And with that, Migs takes the first game, takes a lead. And we'll see if Jay can fight back and force the ace match as we're getting ready for game number 2. Likewise, as a reminder, Sort of is waiting for the winner of this series. Sort of, he's a big name, he's a big boy. Over from Sweden, of course, and is going to be one of the heavy favorites to make a deep run in this event, but I want to believe that these players can likewise threaten him as well. But for now, we're going to be focusing on this series, on the round of 32, and we're jumping into game 2 on Crimson Court. Alright, jumping in. Meanwhile, the rest of the bracket is progressing quite nicely. You know, Trigger, he's advancing on into the next round. We have Rebellion taking down Bomyalja 2-0. Some of the bigger names are starting to go down. But for now, we are jumping into our next series and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Crimson Court. We have our American Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Platinum Esports. It is Vindicta. Oh, that is not the correct logo. I just realized. My apologies. There we go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Canadian Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing SC Swarm. It is Jay. We go. We are going to be settling in. Again, Jay taking a more macro approach last game, but was opening up with roaches. If you remember though, his third base was heavily delayed. I'm curious how Jay will approach Crimson Court though. Crimson Court is a much more unique map. You can try to mine through these mineral patches early on and take a bit of a safer third base. You do need some earlier setup though, mining through these mineral patches as quickly as possible to gain access to this location. Otherwise, you could take the center base, take the Risk-Vesting Gas Geyser, and go for a roach base all-in. That is not unheard of on this map. Or you can take the standard linear third base instead. What was that? Linear third? Sorry, triangular third is what I meant to say. So we have different options here for how we want to approach this with our third base locations. We'll keep an eye on Jay. For now, it is going to be the Hatch Gas Pool standard opener. Meanwhile, we do have Vindicta going for his own rack to expand. SCV is moving out across the map. Migs is looking to scout, looking to get a read on what Jay is up to. And as we settle into this, a big shout out to Bomyalja in the chat. Oh, Papi Ga. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. I hope you enjoyed your, I imagine, initially ladder session into your tournament performance. I hope you had a good time against Rebellion. We did just see the results on stream. We just caught up with the bracket updates. But yeah, I hope you had a good time against him. I mean, Rebellion is a tough player. He's one of the bigger names in the bracket, so no shame in going down to Rebellion. Hope you had a good time. Hope you were able to learn and grow from that series. Thank you, Papi. Thank you. Thank you, Bomyalja. Gracias, gracias. less than three. 2 minute delay, Papi. 2 minute delay. But for now, we're gonna be calming things down. It's I see Bobiaji, he's like, yo, I just joined and he announces my defeat. I'm sorry, Papi, I'm sorry. I just glanced at the bracket. I'm sorry. My apologies, my apologies. Regardless. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. As Jay is going for the center base, okay, we're going for that center base location instead. Going for the Rich Festing Gas Geyser. Vindicta does confirm. As we dip into the main base, we do prioritize gas mining already. I am picturing another Roach Warren here from Jay. Keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on him as the Reaper is going to get the hell out of here. Lings, they try to engage, but last the Reaper will escape. Meanwhile, back at home, we are going to be settling to our 3cc into... Interesting. This is not a 3cc, not even 2-on-1. We have a 3-rack set up already. Okay, Vindicta, you have my attention. You have my attention. Rushing to stem very quickly and getting to a bio-heavy composition. Migs taking a bit of a more assertive approach here. I mean, there's still 3cc. Meanwhile, 2 drones going to be going down. Reaper into the main. Getting a full scout, getting a read on the gases, getting a read on any early tech. Making sure there's no Roach Warren, no Spire. No infestation pits. Reaper is shut down. Lair is now on the way, and after the Reaper goes down, now we throw down the Roach Warren, and this time it is hidden behind the mineral line. Rich gas is being taken as well. Jay, it looks like he does want to go for a big Roach push. He's building up to it. Jay's building up. Meanwhile, behind this, we're going to be settling in. Tank production has begun for Vindicta. Vindicta, he has a piece of the puzzle. The piece that he has is the center base, right? And again, you typically don't take this unless you're being aggressive. That is Overlord speed on the way. Are we going for a Roach Queen all-in? Are we going for a German taxi? Bappy. I'm curious. The queens are coming together. Yep, Lings are on the way. Roaches are on the way. We're going for an all-in. Let's go. Jay is committing, and Vindicta is not aware. But has a decent setup. We have a tank on the high ground. We have a bunker on the low ground as well. Migs trying to piece it all together. Does scan. Does confirm the lack of saturation. Big scan here for Migs. What does he see? He doesn't see the tech. He doesn't see the army. But he sees no drones. No drones, only gas. That tells everything. And we need to defend. Migs back at home, getting to more tanks. I would love to see another bunker. Here come the queens. The queens do load up in those Joppa Lords. Roach is moving out. Link's moving out. It's all or nothing for Jay. Roaches are spotted. We're going to be pre-pulling the boys. We have them here to surround, to repair. But the lack of SimCity is concerning. Tank is moving down to the low ground. The tank is going to be that much more exposed. We go for the scan here. Now he knows. He knows, Bappy. Second bunker's too late. The tank is exposed. Tank is going to go down. Bunker goes down as well, but we shut down the Lings. Yeah, tanks, they're popping off here on the high ground. More boys being pulled. And if we can't get on top of the tanks, then we're going to be able to hold on. Yeah, the piles. Oh, the whole position micro. Oh, my God. Migs. The tank survives a little bit longer. It finally is not going to go down. Oh, my God. It gets so many shots off. And Migs will hold. The tank finally falls, but he shuts down the army. Shuts down the Roach Ravager. Gets all the queens as well. Does lose 14 SCVs. But remember, he's on 3 bases. He's on a 3cc. We have mules available, and Jay behind this has no saturation. Jay is all in. This is not good enough. Jay needs more damage. Likewise, Migs needs to replace those bunkers. Because we're getting ready for a second all-in. Jay is still not droning. We're doubling down. We're still committed. And we're going for a drop into the main. Okay. Drop lord towards the main base. Migs does spot it. Is aware. Lings do drop in. We're catching out Nova Lord, but we're still amassing more Roach Ravager. And now Migs is exposing himself. Ooh, SCVs are going down. Tanks are repositioning. And Migs, he hasn't seen the Roach Ravager. The tank! The pickup! Oh my God! Does pick up the tank, does save it. Tanks back off, they spread, they siege up, and we're coming in for the surround. Jay, he gets baited in. And we clean up the army. Oh my God. Yo, that last second split with the tanks was crazy. GG, well played. And Vindicta will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations. Vindicta will take the series 2-0. My condolences to Jay. He did have a deeper run making it to this round, making it past the round of 64, but alas does meet his end at the hands of Vindicta. So my condolences to Jay, and congratulations to Miguelito. Congratulations.